May 20th, sadness. Ultimately, to grieve our losses means to surrender to our feelings. So many of us have lost so much, have said so many goodbyes, have been through so many changes. We may want to hold back the tides of change, not because the change isn't good, but because we have had so much change, so much loss. Sometimes when we are in the midst of pain and grief, we become short-sighted, like members of a tribe described in the movie Out of Africa. If you put them in prison, one character said, describing this tribe, they'd die. Why? Asked another character. Because they can't grasp the idea that they'll be let out one day. They think it's permanent, so they die. Many of us have so much grief to get through. Sometimes we begin to believe grief or pain is a permanent condition. The pain will stop. Once felt and released, our feelings will bring us to a better place than where we started. Feeling our feelings instead of denying or minimizing them is how we heal from our past and move forward into a better future. Feeling our feelings is how we let go. It may hurt for a moment, but peace and acceptance are on the other side. So is a new beginning. God, help me fully embrace and finish my endings so I may be ready for my new beginnings. I'm Herb the Addictaholic. This is the language of letting go. And, you know, we all suffer some kind of a pain in our lives, you know, whether physical, emotional, spiritual, mental. Like, we all deal with something, some point in our life that we feel at the time is unbearable. And sometimes it lasts for a long time, you know. There's no right or wrong. There's no correct amount of time to grieve, right? A loss of like a loved one, for instance, a parent losing a child. How long? Oh, you're 6 months. Okay, you're done. Like, no, you know. But at the same time, to let it completely control our lives to the point at which everything else around us begins to suffer and we start to feel like we're in a prison of grief. I don't believe any person that has passed on, if they're somewhere watching, if they're above watching, I doubt anybody who's passed on wants us to continue living that way. You know, I know personally I wouldn't. If I were to die, I wouldn't want my family to go on for years. I would be, I would hope they would be sad from time to time, maybe, but be more happy for the time that we did have. Be more happy that, I didn't die with the same kind of bad feelings that I had before I started working the program. Be glad that I died sober, that I died clean, that I died a better person than I was days before my death, whatever it is. Like, I just feel sometimes we get caught up in our own negative, horrible feelings, and we let them run us. And, feeling loss, feeling grief is one of those things that can really take a hold and get its hooks in. And it's really hard to get out of, especially if we're trying to avoid it. If I'm not trying to face my pain, if I'm not trying to face my sorrows, my loss, my grief, it's still going to be there. If you sweep that dirt under the rug, well, it's still under the rug. And now there's a lump in the rug that I'm going to trip over once in a while, unless I get a dustpan out and I clean it, like actually clean it, and get rid of it, put it in the bag, take it out to the trash, and then the trash guy comes and it's taken to a dump. I guess in a way it's always still here, right? But I've let it go. And it's become part of the universe versus stuck inside of my heart and my soul and weighing me down. It doesn't mean forget. It doesn't mean that our feelings aren't valid. And then if it comes back again, feel it. Don't run from it. Don't hide it. Don't neglect it. Don't deny it. Own it. And then let it go. Thank you guys for coming out. Hope to see you tomorrow. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.